Hi there, Gary Jenkins here, coming to you from beautiful Sedona, Arizona. Oh, Rose, how are you out there? I see you watching. I hope the audio is coming in good for you. If not, turn your volume up a little bit so that you can hear what I'm saying. Now, today, Catherine is sitting off on the side, and she's going to be reading all the comments coming in, and then she will relay them on to me, and I will talk about it. So if you hear her in the background, that's what she's doing. This is a live stream, and whoa, who's coming? Cindy Taylor, how are you? Yes, so she's going to be, Kathy's on the side.
I'm not getting it on here on my iPad for some reason.
And she just said she's not getting it on her iPad. Well,
on our Facebook page.
Who knows what's going on out there? Anyway, today, let me undo my palette. I'm going to, I think all of you were watching my live stream I did a couple days ago where I held up the real flowers in front of my abstract painting, and you got a feeling of what the painting is going to look like. I thought that was kind of cool. Now those roses have gone bye-bye, and so I don't have them to hold up there for you, but I'm going to turn the camera around a little bit and show you some real flowers. We're going to also be working with some artificial flowers. We're going to get into all kinds of stuff here today. Mainly, we're going to be going after halftones, which is something that most people leave off. Hi, Sue. How you doing? Most people leave off of their paintings. It's the halftones. They just put the lights and the darks and leave that halftone out, and your paintings lack that quality, and they all of a sudden all look like cookie cutter paintings. They all look the same. Kind of amateurish and cartoony because you're not doing the fun stuff. We're going to get into the fun stuff. I want to show you what I think about when I'm doing the painting. I'm not just going to be a talking head and do it, but let's get into the nitty-gritty of what you need to know out there. So let me take, and don't forget, Catherine, did you get your iPod work?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get, oh good, she's got it working. Okay, and I'm working the camera, so don't get upset with me here. Let's turn this around. Whoa, now there's the painting. That's the abstract background that we're going to start with. If I get my chair up here. And let's come down just a little bit. Okay. Now this is all acrylic up here. Actually up here you see these large that kind of look like leaves. Those were, that's done with a sponge brush. Actually I did all this with a sponge brush. And then, again, it's acrylic, this is dry. And then I went in with a smaller brush and added some other stuff. I even used a spray bottle, sprayed up here. So this kind of got a little diffused up here, so it goes into the background. Yep, that's what I do. Now let me show you. I did find some cut flowers out there. Look at this. Can you see how that looks? This is what I was showing you a couple days ago with wildflowers. Look at the leaves. You can see the greenery in the leaves matches the green that I put in with the acrylic. So that's kind of neat. Yeah, look at that. You turn it around so you're not painting the same leaves over and over and over. You have to have the real stuff to look at. Here, let me lean over here and get some. Now this has some artificial flowers in it. Look at those purples, dude. You gotta love the purples and the red. We got some daisies. I don't know what we're gonna be doing today. We're just gonna let it happen. We have, since my roses before went bye-bye, I'm gonna be working from a photograph. And this rose is gonna go right in here. Then another one here, and then we'll kind of build it out. So I have no idea where we're going to be going with it, but we will have fun with this, I'm sure. Okay, now, oh, there's another photo of a rose. I did a painting of this some time ago. That's kind of cool. Katie, how are you? Yeah, bro. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, I'm going to show you the palette. Here we have the palette. Yep. And let me name off some of the colors. I'm going to show you. You see these colors. This is called a stream of color. And when you're doing a painting, your palette should match what you're going to paint. And your painting always starts on the palette. It doesn't start on the canvas. You see this? Let me get that up there. You see that rose? These are the colors I mixed up to paint that little guy in with. We have magenta, phthalo red violet, red rose, cad red medium, purple, alizarin crimson, sap green, chrome oxide green. I know I'm going a little fast, but this will be up there for you to see. I'll leave it up on the Facebook. Titanium white, ice blue, one of Catherine's favorite colors. We have cerulean blue, orange, ochre. Now the ochre I've broken down with some orange in here and some white and yellow. Yellow broken down with white for our highlights. And all these colors. What's that? Amber. I don't see them coming through on my screen. Magenta. These colors up here are all broken down with white again. And remember, your palette should look like your painting. Okay. We're going to start with this rose. This guy. We're going to put him right in here. So, and this is about a little less than a half-inch synthetic brush. So I'm going to take some ochre down here. Ochre which has a touch of orange in it. And right in there. Yes. Make a statement. Even if it's wrong. And in it goes. And what I'm looking for is I'm going to build this out so that I know what size it's going to be. And I'm putting it on dry. Very important. Because if you put medium or terp with it, it'll get too thin and let too much of the underpainting show through. Yeah. Needs to be much larger. So coming down, very dry. Don't put it on too thick. But it's thick enough to cover. But you'll see some green coming through, which that's fine. Right now, all I care about is the outside edge.
Gail, across the street.
Oh, Gail, Potter.
Our neighbor.
That's my neighbor across the street. Yay. Might not be Gail.
Yes. It's Gail.
And in it goes.
Tell people if they miss some of this video, it will be up on our Facebook page.
Yeah, if you miss some of this, it'll be up on our
Yeah.
page.
And YouTube.
And YouTube, when I get a chance to put it up there. Okay. What do we have? We just have a block in. It's very thin, but it's dry. Now, we're going to go inside and pick out, I'm going to come down here. Now, this is ochre, a touch of blue, and maybe a little orange in there. Now, we're going to take this color and put it in here. And we test it. Well, looks like, okay, you never know what you got until you put it in there. I'm going to take some ochre Cerulean blue, a little darker. Yeah. And get a little darker. Maybe that's still not dark enough. Also, when you want to see your darks, squint your eyes. And that'll help you to separate the lights from the darks. Ah, I put a little violet in there. Why not? Again, very dry. Notice I'm patting it around. I'm looking for the darks inside the rose. The darks inside the rose. Yeah, you see how I'm setting it up for these lights to go in? We are setting that stage. Don't go in there too soon. I'm going to take a little of this purple and get a little darker. Before we pick out our lights, we need to get our shadow going. Yeah. And drawing is important. Very, very important. Get yourself a real rose or a silk rose and draw it with a pencil and pad. Very important, because that's what I'm doing here. I'm drawing. I'm going to take a little red, green. Let's take a little red. I'm going to punch a little red right. Oh, yes. You see, I want to put the color in now that I want showing in between the petals. So we want to put it in now. I just use Chirp for medium. I don't have any linseed or anything like that. It's just Chirp. Now keep looking at that photo. Little green and crimson together. We'll put a little touch. Boom. There's a little dark in here. See, this is where the belly is of the rose, right in here. Yeah. Get a little darker. Now, the beauty of painting is looking for these little subtle darks, little subtle halftones. That's the beauty of painting. It's not doing a painting and going, okay, I finished that one. It's trying to be the best that you can be. And you'll learn. You learn from every single painting you do. You learn something. I think it'd be boring if you do a painting and you know exactly what it's going to look like. That's pretty boring. Why even paint? Painting is a learning experience. Ah, yes. You can see that rose sitting in there. After you do a lot of rose painting, you'll see stuff that's not there. It's in your brain. It's in your mind. Look at all these colors going in before we start. Because I know as soon as we go in with our lights, it's going to pop. Well, let's see. Okay, now I'm going to come down. We have a color here. This is ochre, orange, yellow. See this color right here? See that? Notice I load up both sides of the brush. So if I run out of paint on one side, I flip her over. I'm going to put a little of that color right in here. Very dry. Remember the belly. I'm going to take a little of my yellow and white. Whoa, somebody help me. Whoa. Maybe use your finger. See how you can use your finger to push paint around. Yellow and white again, very dry. And well, let's see. We have a big, I like to go after the big stuff. Boom. Help me. And then that, we tickle it on down. We can use our blending brush to blend that in. And then there's another one this way. I'm very generous with the paint, guys. Yeah. And then down that comes. It kind of comes, you turn the brush. A little shot right there. We have our yellow and white, very dry. We have a petal that kind of comes this way. Let's get this so it's not so confusing up here.
Tell people if they have any questions to ask them and I'll answer them.
Yeah, if you have any questions, just holler out there.
And I can answer them.
When sometimes we need to change things around, but let's give it a chance to work here. And you can just lay your rose in what we call the middle tone. Here's where it's confusing right in there, so we need to darken that up in there. So it looks like we can see inside of the flower. A little red in there. Yes, that's better. Then we're going to come in with another petal this way. Aha! Yes. Fun. Even though I've been painting roses for years, many times I'll put a rose in and it goes bye-bye. It just doesn't work, so I have to take it out. Try it again. Take it out. Try it again. Another petal here. Notice I'm working very dry. Sometimes you'll just kind of bring it down like this. Paint back in. Until it just disappears. Lighter touch will let that disappear into the back. My hand might be in the way sometimes. I'll try to keep it out. And that comes way around there. Again, this is just getting it started. Ooh. Another way up here. Petal by petal. Really confusing. Right in here, I still see it's confusing. Let me see if I have another rose picture. No, I don't. Oh, maybe I'll use my little real one here. See, this is what happens when you paint. It doesn't always pan out like you think it will. I'm going to come back up here rather than that photo. You see this rose? You see that little guy right here? I'm going to change this big one. This is fine. This is what you go through when you're painting. Not everyone works right away. I'm going to put my dark back in here. Yeah. And then there's a inside that comes around like this. Okay. I see folks are out there watching me struggle. Okie dokie.
No questions.
That's okay. Nobody's asking anything. I know. Hey, Harry, come in here and see what this guy's doing on TV here. He's trying to paint a rose, but it's not working. Yeah, well, you just hang in there.
Looks good.
Hmm?
Looks good.
It's getting there. Kathy says it looks good. I'm going to, now, there's warm colors, there's cool colors. Here's a white. You see that little cool? Some of it down here. You see, if you just hang in there. This is ice blue and white. Let's see what that does. I see there's a cool color up here. Yeah. Petal, petal, petal. Yeah. Lady says, don't let the rose stick it to ya. Oh, I'll tell you. It's getting there. You see, I've been picking roses for years, and you still run into one that just doesn't want to go in. And that's okay, because we will win in the end. And I always say the difference between the haves and the have-nots is the haves have tried and lost more than the have-nots. Have-nots just give up. Oh, yes. Oh, honey. See, sometimes, yes, sometimes if you just hang in there, keep doing it. Even if you have to scrape the whole thing off, who cares? Because this is dry. I could scrape this right down to the bare canvas or the bare background. Here, I'm going to take some white. I want a feeling of light hitting there. Yes. Sometimes there's sort of like a little curve like this. You gotta love this stuff. I don't know. I think the people that are doing all that simple stuff out there, I think they're a lot better off than those of us that are striving, looking for those middle tones, looking for all those half tones. They don't even bother with that stuff. And they're happy. Maybe they're better off. No, they're not. Look at that petal coming down. Now that I have it figured out here, halfway decent, I can go in and start socking it to it. Make a statement. Learn. Work from real flowers whenever you can. Of course, I have some photos I'm working from, and we might also start with some artificial flowers. We'll soften this guy up a little bit. There. You see, your rose has to have that loving feeling, guys. If it doesn't have that feeling, take it off and put it in again. If it doesn't work, take it off and put it, keep doing it. Now, I'm going to go in around the back of it with some sap green, maybe a little crimson here, more sap, and just kind of wet it down, wet it down, wet it down. My hand is in the way probably. Now, why am I doing that? It's so I can go in here. Gary Jenkins, hi me. Hi me? Or it's hi Mel, I don't know. Mel, can you see how, maybe I can get in there a little closer. I want to pick up you see that? You see that color getting in there? You see how it ties it in? It isn't in the photograph. Even if you're working from a flower, it's not there. We put it in. We make that happen. That's why people say, oh, it looks just like a photograph. I hate that. I don't want it to look like a photo, otherwise take a photo. Don't put yourself through all this nonsense. Yeah, let's get up in here. Can play. There's no free lunch. You're going to do this stuff, then you're going to have to practice, practice, practice. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. A little darker right there. You see how these little darks work? Yeah. And keep wiping your brush and keep cleaning it because you don't want a bunch of dirty color. Do. Now I'm going to go up to the top of this guy. Oh, I see. As I'm looking at the real flower, I see some sort of a very dry, very dry. Oh yeah, look at that. Notice the brush. You see when I put the paint on how I twist it around and turn it? You see it happening? What's that?
Good time. Using his machine back here.
Next door?
Yeah.
They're running some kind of a machine next door, so it might pick up. I don't know. Wonder what they're building. I like that red in there. Yeah, please forgive if you hear a little hum back there. I'm going to add that, oh yeah, a little bit of that pink. Want a little bit of that glow coming out of here. Help me. Yeah, a little yellow. Let's take a little cerulean blue and yellow. Yes. Maybe a leaf coming out of there. Now remember, I haven't done this before, so we're just going to feel our way through the painting. Adding stuff. This is what you do. Adding stuff, taking stuff out, putting stuff in. Another one up here. Boy, they're really building something next door. Yeah. A little light in here. Oh well. If we were working outside, you would be getting in the plein air. You would probably get a lot of that sound going around. And I'm putting some leaves in up in here, just messing. Let me know if my hand's in the way, Catherine, because I can't always see.
And if they can hear you okay.
Can you hear me okay out there?
You're talking low.
I'll try to talk a little louder. Let's get a little darker shadow right here. Okie dokie. Now we're going to go on to, well, before we do that, let's wet this down again behind. And I'm going to take my finger. For years I thought they would use a blender, but it's your finger. And I'm going to lose that petal into the back. You see how that softened that edge up? See in here? See how I use the finger? How it, you have a sharp edge opposed by a soft edge. Yeah. Aha, look at it softening up. Don't want to soften everything, guys. Yeah. Ew. They're getting loud next door. Okay. There, I'm putting the light back in. Hey, Mara. Look at that light hitting there. And it's a little ragged. I'm not going to work that light in. It's sort of catching the light. Oh, look at that light catching up there. And when you do that, you have to work it in. Yes. And don't smooth everything out. Petals have texture. There's a little edge. There's a petal that's sort of folded over here. Just indication, don't get crazy. Now I'm going to take and just hit here. Still messing with this guy. There is a belly back here we missed. Yeah, that's cool. Well, let's get on here and see what other. There's another flower we can put in.
Susan's watching. Susan's watching.
Susan! Susan Jenkins, how you doing, Susan? Now, over here we're going to have sort of a pinkish flower. We're going to start out with some phthalo red, rose and white, and boom, in it goes, in it goes. Somebody help me if it doesn't work. Look at it go. Yes, this is really painting by the seat of your pants, guys. Put it in. Very dry. I love pink. There was some wet in there that it's going into. wet green. Down. Petals coming out, just the edges, that's what we're putting in. Yes, yes. Then we're going to put in some phthalo red rose, almost, let's try it right straight out of the tube. Boom, look at that. Yeah, help me. Somebody help me. And I'm working all over the place. This will either work or it won't. But give it a chance. Give yourself a chance to fail. Yes, I said fail. Give yourself a chance to mess up. Yeah. Notice how I'm going around and just placing color around before we go for some petals. Now we're going to take some white. El White-Ho. Sometimes I talk into the canvas and you can't hear me. Boom. Boom. And boom. Let's get that big giant petal in there. Sometimes you have to go over it a couple of times. And that yellow and white comes on down this way and turns around. This one could be a little more impressionistic than the others. Other one. Very dry. Maybe really pile that paint in there. We're painting a feeling of a rose back here. I'm still eyeballing this one. Huh?
It looks good.
Kathy keeps telling me it looks good. I hope so. Look at this guy going in. Very loose and free. Twisting that brush. Giving the illusion of petals. Now I'm going to take my yellow and orange and punch it right in here. I'm going to get a little crimson and red because I want a little color coming out of there. Yes, yes. Oh boy, when it starts to work, you want to go celebrate. And when it doesn't work, you want to go run and hide someplace.
Iron Pickering.
Can you see that little stuff? Look, can you see it? Can you see just an illusion? I used to paint every single petal. Oh. Pam Luck took a class from me at Hare's in, boy, that was some time ago. Yeah. Okay. Look at those petals going in. Do, 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 do. And here, oh, there's another one. When I want to build up a paint on the edge of a petal, I'll push back and then go forward. Back. Look at that. Look, look, look. You see that? You see that stuff? You just have to do it. And do it fast. Otherwise it won't be there. Red and Phthalo Red Rose, a beautiful combination of colors. I like the pink against that other flower. Yellow and orange, very dry, right out of the tube. Yes. So it's impressionistic. Yes. Keep telling yourself it looks good because you don't have anybody else, except I have Catherine keeps telling me it looks good, which helps. I'm going to pick up another cleaner towel here. Use plenty of paper towel. And maybe soften some of this up in here. What else? Maybe bring this petal out more. This edge of this petal is kind of strange. It comes out this way, and comes down and curves around. All right, take a little more of that phthalo, put it in there. Maybe we'll tie this together. Sometimes you can get too many petals and it gets in the way of the flower. Sometimes you have to let it dry up before you can get those accents on there. Now we're going to come on up. I think, well, maybe not. Put another petal here. It seems to need another one right in there. Get a little more stuff happening inside. The flower will usually tell you what it needs. It tells you by, it's not quite looking right. Yes, now it should look like a lot of petals in there. If it gets too skimpy, then it loses. It loses that love and feeling. Whoa, look at that color. I might have to come back to that guy in a little while. Now let's take, I've got some artificial flowers here, you guys. If I can get it out of there, but probably not. They're all going to come out. Everybody's coming out. I want to go too, they're saying. Don't just take him, I want to go. Look at this. How will that look in there? Why not? Let's take some of our purples. Phthalo violet. What is that going to do up here? We're going to put some of this in. Oh, look at that color. Beautiful. Phthalo violet. And this is, what are these flowers called, Catherine? I forgot. Lilacs, yeah. These lilacs have rounded petals. No. Try not to. And there's a little, let me try this other purple. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Very loose, very free. Can you see how it just gives the illusion? So many people do this and they get too tight. And it takes away from the painting. I'm just kind of jumping around. But still thinking, hey, these petals are round. Coming on up. There's even a little sap green and yellow where you might find, see, a couple stems here and there. And phthalo violet again, way out there. We want to make sure these edges are nice and loose. I don't know how to pronounce his name. How do you, is it Takeachi Okuda? Taka? From Japan. Taka came to my classes here sometime a couple years ago and painted the most beautiful roses. I mean, never painted them before. Really weird. Did a great job. This flu thing gets over with, you'll have to come back, Taka. Look at the lights going in. Look how you see, you know what it is. But we're just having fun. But I'm thinking petal, you can't just get up here and make marks and then have it work. My hand might be up in the way, but I gotta come up, push, come up, push, come up, push. Oh, honey. Yes. We want to come up and slowly have these just kind of disappear up here. Way up to the top.
And Katie says, I'm sorry to see the blue in the background disappear. That's what they said, don't lose your blue.
Oh.
You'll have to put that blue back in.
Did my blue go bye-bye?
You just went right over it.
I went, well, okay, there's your blue.
Very.
Somebody help me. I know I like that blue, so we'll put it back in.
King's blue.
King's blue?
Not turquoise. Or ultramarine and white. Ultramarine.
I don't have ultramarine. Well, that's looking good. Maybe a stem coming through. Yeah.
And then someone says they like it without the blue.
Oh, you see the trouble you're getting me into? Katie, you see the trouble? People said they liked it better without the blue. You want the blue. That's life. That's what they say. Oh, look at that dark going in. Look at the dark going in. Now, maybe a couple of these over here, just kind of bring that over a little bit. We're playing. We're playing with color, guys. Not so much that, oh, they're flowers, it's just color. Phthalo red rose. Look at that color. I love phthalo red rose. Are we having fun yet, Catherine?
Yep.
Yes? This is where the fun of painting comes in. It's doing stuff like this. It's building. I'm sitting back looking at it. Maybe we'll pull back a little bit. See what's going on here. I'm going to get a sap green and get a little Amber, my daughter Amber. She's watching. I darkened it up in between. You notice how it...
Lynn
Lynn! Lynn is watching from Florida.
Our friend, best friend from Florida. Cindy Perro wants to know if you're going to add some daisies at the bottom.
At the bottom, no.
Or somewhere, daisies.
If daisies go in, they would be, I don't know, it might be a little bit much. Because I put this in. You have to be careful that you don't overload it. Let's see.
I could see a couple of white daisies in there.
You could?
I don't know where.
That's the problem. Now, detail is very important. You can see how I'm going up. You see that stem? Now we're going to, on this stem, put a little small leaf, but it's going to have to be ice blue, yellow. Who ever heard of ice blue and yellow? Oh, it makes a cool, yes. Yes. You see how those are popping? Now, I know I had some leaves in there. I know I've got these, but this makes it look more natural. You see so many people putting a flower here, a leaf there, and it doesn't have that feeling of being natural looking. Yes, I went right over the top of that back rose. Still, I feel it needs, no, look at that, yes, yes. That's better. That's better. So at the end, when your paint starts to dry up a little bit, you can go in. A frog? What was that? Oh, another hour. Somebody wanted a frog in there?
Lynn, of course.
Who?
Lynn, Florida.
Lynn!
She and her frogs.
Oh, you love your froggies. Put a frog in here. Good Gary. It would take another hour. Now I'm going to take this color here and maybe find it, a little piece of it over here. There. You see it? Just a hint. Wow. Now this guy's starting to fill out. We have, I want to come over here. I did have a, look at this. I'm going to put this, you see this guy here? He's kind of, I don't know. It wouldn't be bad in there, but who knows? Maybe we'll have, bud? Crimson going in. Yes. Notice it's curved. It's not going straight up. Cad red light. And up the color chart, what do we have? Cad red light, orange. Right out of the tube. And I leave it because buds have wonderful texture. And this little greenery going over the top. Oh, we got lucky. Yes, look at that guy. Look at the red. We look at the whole painting now. Not just little pieces here and there. Because the whole thing has to, oh, yes, oh, look at that. Can you see that? Yes. And we're going to come in here with another one that's bending down this way. You see this? You see it? This. Crimson again. Study buds, how they are shaped. Crimson, cad red light, very dry, just lay it in there. Orange. Cerulean blue and yellow. Load up again. Ooh, we lost our green, so let's do it again. Maybe another one from behind. Yes. Now you see what the red does to this whole painting. It adds the passion that we need. Yes. It ain't over till it's over. I'm just looking at it, see what's going on. Ah, you see that petal, how my finger, you see? Now the paint is starting to tack up, so I can blend it without it going all over the place. Yeah. These petals here kind of bug me as being too much the same. You have to watch repeating things. I'm going to bring that one over. Or just break it up. another petal right here. I'll have to use my blender to kind of hit that. I see. Now you'll see stuff. Your brain sees stuff. It'll feed you information. Look at and I test it. This is blue. And I throw it in there. And you say, self, is that working? And you go, I don't know. Till I pull it out a little bit. Maybe we'll. Yeah. I never would have gotten this far. Because, oh yes, Sue Wilkinson. I never would have gotten this far, had this look, without that abstract background being in. Because it's the abstract background that feeds your imagination. Which is what painting, oh look at that go in, which is what painting is all about. It's using your imagination. It's growing with each painting you do. You just get better and better. It's not selling, although that is important. It's the journey through the painting. And it's the learning experience. That's just for you. You can't share that. It's just a thing for you. Yeah, I can't see daisies in here. Not on the bottom. Too many people load it up. And boy, you're in trouble. So we're going to come in on the, though we do need something down there. But maybe what we need are these leaves. Lighter leaves. And I've got plenty of leaves I'm looking at because I brought these in from my garden. These are the real ones, guys. And it's good to work from these. Here's chrome oxide green and white. Chrome oxide green is a neat color. It's almost the color of leaves just out of the tube. Yeah. Now when that goes underneath, which probably casts a shadow, little sap green under there. What would we do without sap green? Now anytime you bring a color up to a petal, you have to bring the petal back over. Otherwise, it tries to crawl on top of the petal. Here's where we're going to have some fun. We're going to come down. I'm looking at these leaves. Leaves are important. So many people just throw them in there.
Needs another big leaf.
Hmm?
It needs another big leaf besides just the one.
Yeah.
Can you put a couple of those spent roses in that have the petals that have fallen off?
You think so?
Yeah, or one anyway, up near where the other roses are, buds are.
Up here?
No, up where the buds are.
Up here?
Yeah,
One of those that have gone bye-bye?
yeah. But it needs another big leaf first.
Yeah. Sometimes when you put leaves in, you'll just put a vignette in, just like they're just there. We'll see how that works. I can't see what I'm doing because all of the names coming in are in the way. I'm going to pull this over to the side so I can see these leaves. Crimson and sap green. But a little more chrome oxide. Yes, you see how that works? How that just goes right around. You never know how much is enough. Another one down here. Another one there. Maybe green, oxide green and ice blue. See how important stems are. Got something there. That must have been. I'll make little leaves coming out there. Okay, you mentioned one of those, Kathy mentioned one of those buds that have gone bye-bye on the top. Look, oh, Lynn, now look at that. Lynn says it looks like a photograph. Shame on you. If I wanted a photograph, I would have taken a photo and then not gone through all this. I know you meant well.
Oh, Jello shots.
Hmm?
Bourbon or Jello shots.
Oh. I know, I miss our Jello shots. Okay, let's get this in here.
Hillary Bergeron wants to know what size of a flat brush you're using.
Oh, it's about a little less than a ½ inch. A little less than a ½ inch. And it's synthetic, but it must come to a nice chisel. Okay, I'm putting one of those, don't they call these rose hips?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the one that has the ball on it, on the end of it.
Yeah. It's nice to add a little of these, to add a little bit of realism. And let's see, it has, I have to get a different brush. A little ochre, maybe a little more violet. Has these little edges that come out. Ochre and yellow. Maybe ochre, yellow, and a touch of ice blue. Yeah. See it? Detail. Some areas we just go impressionistic. other areas we go for. Detail. Oh, and I see one way up here. Oh, honey.
Sylvia Maxwell wants to know what size the painting is, and how much are you charging for it?
This is a 1620. Let us noodle on the charge here for a minute. Kathy will come up with something. Yes. Now, let's take a look at the painting and see what's going on here. I get quiet when I'm looking at it. When I'm looking at it. Now, you see this little pink I'm putting in? That could be a flower that's way in the back, but it's there mainly for color. I love color. I'm more of a colorist than anything. Yeah. Now I'm going to do something here. I'm going to take this stem, see it? And I'm going to bring it down through here. Now, as soon as you do that, it takes on more of a natural feel. Leaves don't just grow up to a flower and stop. And maybe we'll have a little edge coming out. Nice. Nice. This is the time when you would really stop and have a cup of coffee and wait a minute, hold on a sec.
What?
Did you come up with a price for that? Or she's wanting to know. Oh, okay. Okay, Catherine says, because it is a demo, $350, $350.
Includes shipping, that's the price.
That's the full price?
Includes shipping.
Includes shipping, $350. So if you want it, just put it on there.
And you'll be touching it up and varnishing.
Yeah, I've got to varnish it and touch it up and, you know, do stuff to it and look it over. I think it's working pretty good. Let's back up here, so you see it. See the full painting. You see, this is where people get into trouble. They want to add too much, like the daisies and all that. It's just too much. Keep it simple. You have to let the background work for us. If you start putting stuff all over, the background's gone. So why even do the background? Okay, so I like it. I will touch it up here and there, but we're running a little long here. So I will do a little more to it, but I think the guts is in the painting, and I'm going to turn this a little. So I see you guys. I see you. We just went on a good adventure through the whole painting, showing you what I think about and how we arrive at what we have. Now we've got some. Let's see what we have here. Oh, okay. Catherine gave me these notes. We're working on a new online course. It's called Exotic Birds, and it might be ready around the first part of next year. we still have our Floral Still Life online course, which is now on sale, and you can go to our website to see it, all the details at JenkinsArtStudio.com. And also our books and packets, DVDs, and what else do we have? Oh, and check us out on www.artapprenticeonline.com to see all our painting packets that we have on there. So, okay, so the paintings for sale, we already told her the price, so if you're interested out there, you can let us know. Email us, and that's it, guys. I'm going to try to do more live streaming for you because I think there's an interest for it out there. Okay. Well, somebody else just said if the other lady doesn't take it, she will. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget out there to stop and smell the roses along the way. And here's looking at you, kid. Take care and stay well. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.